team comp at this level of play to reach those heights if you want to win. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Catalyst Blaze to shake off some of the rust and get back into game two. You can see the Camille and the Graves being banned out early, and the Seraphine to follow.
Yeah, the Seraphine, it is a mid pick, believe it or not. We did see it just this last weekend in the Risen Proving Ground Championship. It was just lights out. The pick did so much damage, so much crowd control, and it can really catch a lot of people off guard. We saw it picked into Akali, and it smoked the Akali. Just
Mhm.
completely put him into the ground, smashed him a couple times. Have you ever seen A Christmas Story around Christmas time? Remember the scene when the little kid gets knocked down and he's in the snowsuit and he can't stand up? That's what Akali looked like. They're going to ban away the Kaisa as well as the Pantheon now. So with the Kuma Glaives having this first pick, I'm curious what they opt into because Shen's up, Scion's up, Lilia's up, uh, Aphelios is up.
Yeah, there's several options that they can go here, and it just depends on how they want to start crafting their team comp early. Rumble is, I would say, a fairly good first pick. I mean, he's not the most punishable champion to take early on, and that equalizer with the current items that are available to him, they're absolutely despicable. I mean, you find yourself caught in the middle of that red carpet, and you're gonna go to the gray screen rather quickly. And Kato's Blaze decide to go with about as brutal of a bot lane as you could really conjure for yourselves, Caitlyn and Morgana.
Yeah, it's a tried and true bot lane. It's something that we've been seeing a lot of previous seasons back when Caitlyn was really strong. I think
Mhm.
she kind of struggles right now because in my head, I'm trying to think of what mythic she goes, and none of them in my brain at least really fit like perfectly. Like, obviously you can look at like Jin, Gale Force, Vayne, Kraken Slayer, and then, Samira with the Immortal Shield Bow. Like those are all like deadlocked. I'm trying to think what actually works best with the Caitlyn, especially when you now have the Rumble Equalizer, the Maokai Twisted Advance, and the Enchanted Crystal Arrow to try and contend with. I think Caitlyn is gonna have a rough day.
I agree with you. Fortunately, it's a little more mobile than the Jin was, even with the Gale Force, because of that caliber net. So that's gonna help out a significant amount in not dying, to a echo running around you, or flanking you rather. So that's good. You have the Black Shield to buy a little bit more time, and you just get you really, yeah. ADCs, they're really strong right now, but they are have never quite been so glass cannon before. So
Mhm.
I'm excited to see how they end up navigating this Caitlyn around the rift. Ash Maokai sounds horrible. I think navigating that bot lane is going to be a real pain in the neck for the Caitlyn, and the Gangplank has been drafted as well for that top side to try to deal with the Rumble.
Yeah, the Gangplank is interesting to me
Yeah.
because I don't think you really can know Rumble's a top laner anymore. I feel like it's been a couple seasons that you just hard lock Rumble for the top lane, and Catalyst Blaze are now putting themselves in a position where their jungle can really get pinched. And if we look at game one, the Hecarim again, complete non-starter. You literally have to pick something else, almost anything else, because it just doesn't work. And now Akuma Glaives can recognize that and ban some of the other more meta junglers, like we're seeing here with the Olaf. And it really then creates a problem for Blaze because yeah, they have pushing lanes in the bottom and the top. And so now you need a jungler that can actually do something with that information, whether it is counter invading or ganking the lanes that aren't hard pushing. So they ban away the Hecarim and the Olaf, two early game, hyper focused, aggressive junglers.
Yeah, and Catalyst Blaze is looking to focus that late game jungle strength with the Talia and the Karthus and
Mm.
Jarvan. Okay, interesting. It's one of the easiest combos in the game to hit to get a good
Grimstone.
bit of of a group CC if you can hit that flag and drag. I want to see Red have a good game here, to be honest. But Jarvan isn't necessary. Well, okay. To be fair, look at all the junglers that have been banned away at this point. So it's not like there are a ton left to grab anyway. But I don't know if Jarvan would have been my first grab. Kha'Zix, on the other hand, I am feeling pretty optimistic about because that Caitlyn's life, the Gangplank, even the Morgana, they're all gonna struggle fairly largely to this Kha'Zix.
Yeah, and I wish we could hear Blaze's drafting communication because in my head, I'm really questioning things because there were 6 junglers banned. You come into the second half, you
Oh.
have some tanks available, and you're gonna pick up Jarvan. Now, Jarvan traditionally has had the full AD route to try and assassinate the backline, or the tank route to just be like, "I'm helping." Now he
Mhm.
has the Grimstone. It's a thing. We've already seen it in the LCK. It's a thing. I don't want to see it, but it exists. And so, looking at the team, you don't have a tank, so you have to think Jarvan is going that tank route. Not the best tank. He's not, a Malphite or a Scion or a Shen. He's a squishy tank. And so I just don't know what the Jarvan does. Like he EQs cataclysms. You hope the Caitlyn Gangplank do something, but when you look at Akuma Glaives right now, they have their two main assassins with jumps to get out of that situation. The Ashe is just there for the ultimate to a certain degree, and Rumble Maokai, they don't really care if they're trapped in a cataclysm. They're fine with it. So I just don't know what the Jarvan brings to the table. Lux is going to be the mid laner into the LeBlanc. That's a counter pick for Blaze, and it's an unorthodox one. I got to be honest. It can work. This pick I believe in, but it's unorthodox.
Yeah. I mean, let's go over the pros. There's tons of bindings. There's a good amount of CC on Catalyst Blaze. Let's go over the cons. They have about 4 champions that'll get popped in a millisecond by several members of the Glaive squad. Running a Lux, Morgana, Caitlyn into a double assassin composition is insanely dangerous. And look, Morgana's Black Shield is great. It's really helpful, and it does, it allows your players to play a lot more risky. The problem is that Black Shield isn't going to do a single thing against LeBlanc. She's still going to blow you up through it. I think it's going to take about one sapling to blow that Black Shield up.
Yep.
And Kha'Zix and Rumble don't really care about it either. So I think they honestly kind of out drafted Blaze pretty hard, even with the Morgana, just because that Black Shield, it's like a, I don't know, it's more of like a fetal position Black Shield than a playmaking Black Shield, where it's just like, oh,
Mhm.
please don't hurt him. Oh, come on. Like, leave him
Imagine
alone.
imagine if instead of Lux, they have Lulu, who has been played in the mid lane, who has a similar role, especially with their more recent changes, is more supportive by having that wild growth to help picks the Whimsy, which is incredibly strong into the LeBlanc because as soon as you see the distortion in, you just turn him into a squirrel, and the glitter lance for the wave clear. Like, imagine that draft, and I think it's a much cleaner draft. It's much easier to execute, and ease of execution has been something I talk about a lot.
Yeah.
It's it's how you win games. Like if you pick 5 assassins, yes, they all press R and can do things, but it's a really hard composition to execute. If you pick 5 tanks, you don't do a lot of damage, but it's easy to execute. You have a higher chance of winning with the 5 tanks over the 5 assassins, and Catalyst Blaze have not made it easy for themselves.
Yeah, like, why won't, like, okay, now take the Anivia. The Anivia works just fine in this circumstance. You have so much control over these big neutral objectives with Caitlyn, Gangplank, Jarvan, and Anivia. The Lux can do that a little bit, but Lux is kind of, okay, granted, we've all seen the solo queue ultimate from the Lux just one pop someone, and that happens frequently. But I'm in competitive play, it's more of an enabler. And it's for that extra vision that her E grants you to check into bushes and things like that. If you take the Anivia, I don't see how the Glaives ever get into any neutral objective river or even on the backside without just getting chunked out horribly low. I think that we are seeing a really strong draft diff again.
Yeah, and They do have a tough time getting to objectives late. They do just kind of have to brute force their way in because there is so much lockdown for Catalyst. So if they do fall behind, it becomes incredibly difficult for them, and that's Blaze's chance to squeak out a victory here is just curb stomp them in the first 5-10 minutes. That's a tough ask, especially after game one. But we are going to have to wait and see if that is truly how the game turns out. We are going to take a short break here, but stay tuned. We do have game number two between Akuma Glaives and Catalyst Blaze coming at you in just a couple minutes.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back as we are ready up for game number 2 as we have flying out of the starting gates now. We have Akuma Glaives on blue side and Catalyst Blaze on red, and you get a little bit of a taste of the players in game number 1, but the official introductions still have to be made. Major Winters will be piloting the Gangplank this time around for Catalyst Blaze in the top lane, red on the Jarvan. Kelma, you saw on the Anivia last time. Lux will be the selection here for mid in the duo bot lane of OG Roach and Cinema on Kate Morg, the classic duo.
And for the side of Akuma, we got Giga in the top lane on the Rumble. Superstar pilot, one's piloting the Kha'Zix in the jungle. Fluke on the LeBlanc in mid lane. Nightstar on the Ashe in bottom lane with Toy on the Maokai Force supported. Oh boy, I am excited here, Necrox, because I did a little bit of research on the lineup of Akuma in the build-up to this match and was able to speak to Giga. Again, he told us how much individual skill is on this roster. They're a new roster. They're still coming together as a team, but they are so skilled, according to him. And I know that all of last season, Giga was spamming Rumble. This is a specialty pick for him. This is also a high specialty pick for Superstar. And I cannot wait to see what they can pull out after such a successful game 1 on some of these comfort champions.
Yeah, they've got the comfort. They've got the ability to make these plays happen. You can see the jungler pathing beginning now as Red will start on his top side. Red, aptly named, and you can see Superstar on his red as well. So opposite pathing for both these junglers. That means Jarvan won't have to duel his Kha'Zix early on, which I'm sure he'll be happy about. Early push, always going to go the way of Roach and Cinema in this lane. You can see exactly how that happens. But that damage is definitely not negligible.
Oh, it will not be negligible, but pretty standard laning thus far. Caitlyn Morgana pushing in as you would expect, though Nightstar and Toy do tick over to level 2 there, so should be just fine. The Ashe, a very traditional counter pick into the Caitlyn, one of the few AD carries that can match her base range, has the W to push her back, and also has a very high auto attack range herself. Is a classic counter pick into this type of lane, the Kate Morgana, as you try to hold off that heavy push, keep the waves outside of your turret. You can see trading going down in top side. Look at the Jarvan here moving into the jungle.
Yeah, this is an aggressive move here by Red. Not sure that they could pull off this dive into a Maokai Ashe with Cleanse. It can be really tricky. Kate Moore can certainly do a lot of damage in the duo lane. As soon as that Dark Binding connects, the CC chain makes you feel pretty much useless, as you could probably go read a book, eat some dinner, and be back before the time that you're out of that CC chain. But for now, Red will just be on these Krugs. We saw Superstar invade the same way last game, but Red gonna take a page out of the old book and grab some Krugs to his own.
But he once again is down camps here as this Scuttle Crab going to be taken away. If he can get back to his top side, should have a little bit of farm to get there, but he still is clearing out this Scuttler on the bottom side of the rift, and he's getting his chickens taken away again.
Again, this Red has been outpaced in the jungle once more. He's playing Jarvan, so not as impactful this time around. When you're playing Hecarim, you need that gold, you need the income to be able to dive into the team and stay alive and do damage. This time on Jarvan, you still need to dive into the team, but you don't need as much gold to do so.
He's looking, but the timing's a little awkward here. They're going to have to take a second to push in. They will have the chance, though, as the enemy jungler Superstar all the way on the other side of the map. There's no way they're going to hold this off. They need to push this in, though, to not waste too much time.
Oh, but you see the ping. The ping is there. They know Jarvan is there. I'm not sure if he was caught out on a ward, but man, that is disaster for Red. Is again, he's going to go for an early gank and fail. I mean, this one isn't even a gank, it was a dive opportunity. And because this doesn't work out, or at least it hasn't worked out so far, he's down so much gold again. Already 11 CS down. Trading in top. Good lord, that Flame Spitter does some damage. Huge wave under the turret. Thought maybe Superstar could stick up around here for a while, but they'll let the GP live. Soaks up the orange, but certainly taking a beating here.
Yeah, we talked about how good Giga is on this champion, putting some pressure onto the GP despite the advantage GP has in the first 2 levels. Once you get to level 3, get that Flame Spitter up and running along with the shield. You start to take over the lane as the Rumble. One positive thing for CE Red, despite being far behind here, he is a ganking jungler, will always be useful with that Cataclysm, and do like that he was looking to impact his lanes early on in the game, but has been found out, and looks like the pacing here from Superstar will net him the first dragon.
And this is simple jungle difference, right? I mean, whatever you want to call it, Diffy and the Jiffy. Superstar has performed phenomenally. In game 1, he had almost a Flame Horizon at one point. I'm not sure if he actually ended up Flame Horizon his opponent, but this game, it looks to be the same track for Superstar. He's on a performing jungler. Last time it was Graves, this time it's Kha'Zix. And, oh, that's an equalizer that has been dropped, but it'll only find some minions as Giga will look to take his base. Thought maybe there's something there with the ultimate, but Giga just gonna be happy to use that one to base, I guess.
Is just trying to get some tempo here. The objective that you would have fought around already taken away with that first Drake, so I'm sure he'll be backing to set up for the Rift Herald. And no, the timer is on 1:30 there. Take a look at his ultimate. It might just be coming up right around the time that Rift Herald is coming. So I think Giga, knowing exactly what he's doing, trying to get some tempo in this top side. I think I do want to mention about the bottom lane. Oh, hold on here. A hold of this as CE Red is throwing away. The TP's coming in. I don't know if this will amount to anything.
This isn't a really, really aggressive TP from Giga. He is going to chase down as much as he can. He wants to get some value off of that teleport other than just getting back to his lane. And it looks like they're going to be able to take the red buff. I don't think red has any way to contest this one. So they get red after all for that teleport. So not the worst trade, but certainly a very aggressive look from Akuma Glaives. Super early on to this one, sending Giga really deep.
Yeah, keep your eyes on that top side. One thing I want to mention, how could Catalyst Blaze have done anything? Did you see how many members of Akuma were there? There were 4 members in that top side jungle to take away the red buff. Toy now hauling it back to bottom lane. And this is something I was going to mention before we saw Red get in trouble there, is you got to give a little credit to the bottom lane here for the likes of Glaives. This is a bot lane that should be getting pushed in constantly, should be in danger, getting poked out by these bottom laners. They should have priority for that first Drake, but they have managed to keep the wave outside of their turret. They dissuaded the dive. Toy roaming up to help with the red buff. They have done fantastically against the pressure of this Caitlyn Morgana in the early game.
Yeah, and they've done it well. I mean, you are a little CS behind here for Nightstar, but nothing really to worry about for now. You saw the early roam from Toy, so expect to feel that pressure. Flame Spitter once again gonna push back Major Winters. He has no right to walk up and contest that wave at melee range, at least against a Rumble. And this turret will take the beating for it. And as we get a little quick lull state between these two teams after the shenanigans of potential dive, potential first blood. Here we go. We're not going to be able to stop just quite yet. The exhaust of the Nightstar, it's cleansed away, but it's first blood none the same. Cinema flashes away, but Toy has found the kill on return. Ace in the hole. Takes down the Maokai and cuts down the tree. 2-to-1 trade in the bot lane.
Nice stuff there from Catalyst Blaze, trying to turn it around. They catch out Nightstar with that binding, take him down for first blood. Caitlyn also picks up the second kill onto Toy. It's good stuff, but they will lose out in the top side as the Rift Herald is dropped, and that turret dangerously low here on just 9 minutes.
Yeah, and that is their return play, is that they were super invested in getting that turret plating gold available. As they drop that one down, get a lot of gold. You can see Giga is here. We're gonna get a replay of the first blood as it comes in now.
Red's falling down as we get picture in picture here. Now in some trouble, Superstar gets caught out.
Not gonna be good enough. Red will go down. Both junglers have fallen. Cinema here trying to find his way away. The light binding connects. Dark binding still in tow. Cinema's burning. He dies as well. Giga flashes forward. Fluke going to go on to GP. Winter's going to go down. Flame Spitter almost takes down the GP. Everyone is invested in this fight. But at the end of the day, it's 3-3 on the scoreboard as we were trying to get a replay of the first blood for these two teams antsy to chomp at the bit and trade that one back.
And we might be able to see a replay of what just went down as normalcy resumes around the rift. No objectives available at the moment, but yeah, they really didn't want us to see that first blood. Maybe Akuma trying to cover the tracks for poor Nightstar, who I believe did get caught by a binding. Never want to admit that as an AD carry. And oh, now he's going in. There's some trading going on.
Cinema is going to be caught out as well. He's going to get flashed on, and the ace in the hole is enough. No, but he's at such low HP. DJ Nightstar dodges out, but here's Superstar. Does he sleep in? No, I don't think he has enough cooldowns. So Nightstar lives at the end. So does the Roach. But man, oh man, are these teams willing to duke it out on Summoner's Rift. And look how small that HP bar is on both of these AD carries. Akuma Glaives and Catalyst Blaze much closer this time around. Everyone wanting to get in on the bloodbath.
Yep, the goal difference just about 700 at the moment, so much more even than game number 1, but still 2 Drakes over to the side of Akuma Glaives, stacking those up here, and another CS lead for their jungler Superstar. So much bigger chance for Catalyst to turn around, but they will have to get going here around these Drakes. A good pick from Superstar onto the support, guaranteeing that one. We'll see what they start to do as they position around potential Rift Herald coming up in just about 3 minutes. Might be some normalcy before then, but take a look at See Red. He's trying to get a flank here, but the jungler's here for Akuma.
Yeah, Superstar showing up in top lane. Equalizer available so soon. It drops down. He's burning. He's ticking, but the orange will keep him alive. There goes the cannon barrage. Superstar dodging out of this one. Has the stealth, trying to lurk around this fight. There goes the pink ward. The flag and drag onto the jungler. The cataclysm is there. Doesn't matter. Goodbye, Jarvan. He's just got too much damage, but Superstar is in a lot of trouble. The light binding to take him away. And here comes Fluke. The mid laners come up for this one. Barrier is going to be popped, and that's a lot of damage. That's the one shot you love to see from your Lux. Double kill on over to Kelma as 2-for-1 in the top lane.
That's good stuff there as CE falls down, Kelma falls down, but they do get, I believe, a small shutdown onto Superstar, take down Giga as well. It's some nice stuff. We heard our analyst talking about that one-shot Lux ultimate in solo queue. She's got some magic pen in the kit. You saw how much that can do. Unfortunately for them, no objectives up around the map at the moment, so we'll have to find another opportunity to try to contest this Rift Herald in a minute 30, but some nice trading from the bot side has put Nightstar pretty low and may force a back out of the Ash here pretty soon.
Yeah, Nightstar low mana, low HP. Doesn't have that ultimate either. Both of these bot laners so dangerously low. And no junglers really want to get invested in this one. For now, you can see Nightstar going to push out his wave, wants to get his reset off, and will be fine to do that. Quick lull state now as we get to see what's going on around Summoner's Rift. That top lane fight certainly was impactful, but now it's all about this next fight. Sole point on the board here in 2.5 minutes for Akuma Glaives. This could be a huge fight for them to take as, Fluke is going to find himself a 1v1 and he's just dead. Winters is just dead.
Yeah, that's a great 1v1. It's LeBlanc in your face, pops the ignite, pops all the damage, brings him down, and Fluke continuing where he left off last game, topping the damage charts, deathless in that game as well, and doing great here. Some trouble here for Superstar.
Good lord, the Lux one-shot is real. Smite keeps him alive, but only for a little bit. The Cataclysm puts him in his grave. Red will take his first of the game.
Yeah, it's good stuff there. Look at the little sneaky roam over from Kalma. I think Superstar thought he was wasn't seen, but that control ward in the bush just above the blue buff, I believe, catching him out. Kalma comes over, connects with the light binding, hits the full combo, and there's no way out after that. Kalma very strong at the moment, 3-1-1 on the Lux, and really a strong point for this Catalyst Blaze side, but again, not able to take an objective off it. That second Rift Herald is up. Not sure if they'll be fighting around this or if people will be waiting for that Drake in 1:30.
Yeah, and we'll see if either team want to trade that objective away. Akuma Glaives could certainly look to take that one. They have enough dragons to their name already. They could not opt for the solo point, but it's really up to them. See what the shot calling comes down to. But you were talking about how strong this Lux can be, and our analysts talking about that solo Q Lux, and we're seeing it now. Kael'ma certainly performing better this game. The Anivia, we talked about how it didn't look super well with the Hecarim Shen dive composition. How it sort of was going to be left to their own resources, but Superstar may be left to his own resources, but the bot lane's going to be here to roam up. There's the ultimate. Superstar is slain. Toy here, going to throw down the Nature's Grasp, has a lot of CC, but what cost is it going to be? Giga's here with the teleport. He's going to join the fight. He's burned down. Cinema. And now Major Winters has joined the fray with a TP of his own, but he's too late to the party. Red, Winters, Kael'ma, and Roach all here. Is this a dive angle? Nightstar going to take a very early base to get out of the sun, but they're going to stick under the turret, DJ. This may be the angle. Look at Fluke on this gank. He may be able to find a great flank on this one. Kael'ma Light Binding doesn't connect for what is maybe the first time this game, but the re-engage may be enough. The flag and drag to safety. And the disengage is raised. The white flag has been shown, and I believe the blood has been spilled this time. Oh boy! Maybe not so aggressive! And the Gale Force, once again, isn't going to do enough. Nightstar burns his flash, but gets away, and Fluke was there to end it all.
Oh no, he went for it. I love the boldness there. It's a beautiful, aggressive move, but it just doesn't come off. And hold on here, some more damage coming out. Fluke in a little bit of trouble.
A lot of damage. He trades one back for it, but Cinema is good for the shutdown. And this one has turned into an absolute fiesta. No more siesta. As Red ticks down to that burn. And no, the saplings won't do enough. The dragon has taken the equalizers here, and Giga says goodbye to Jarvan. As 3 dragons and a couple of kills to boot, Akuma Glaives are having fun this game.
All right, we got a lot to break down. Let's start with the fight in the bottom. That was the best we've seen from Catalyst Blaze this series. 3 for 2 in that fight, despite Giga's teleport in. It took a while for Fluke to get to the bot lane. They did manage to fend off the dive, but then the fight extends as the Gale Force top. And almost killing Nightstar there. I think we're going to get a replay of what's going on there. We'll take a look. Just a second here. Here it comes. Screen there, so we're gonna hop back to live here. We'll see what happened at the end of that fight, and I love the aggressiveness from Roach. The one problem I had with it was she went in with Gale Force at a time they knew Fluke was there, and the dragon had just spawned Necrox. Even if you get the 80 carry there, you're gonna die with the Drake. As oh boy, look at the damage from Fluke.
Yeah. And Major Winters is dead to rights. They brought everyone up for it, and they'll claim the kill. And I really think this is just Catalyst Blaze sabotaging our production. They don't want us to look at First Blood. They don't want us to look at any of these replays. It's not going their way. The Gale Force is questionable, to say the least, and it's a shutdown handed over to Roach. And Nightstar, that's not exactly how you use that active. And here comes Giga once again to make the play. Cinema is going to burn down final auto. Chops down this Morgana, and uh-oh, Roach is on the run. But here comes the tree, to cut off the path, and Superstar is here, leaps onto the Caitlyn, gets a kill as well. Now, Luke will find one as well. Barrier pop from Kael'ma, a little more damage would do it, but not in the tank. Goes forward, but it's well played from Kael'ma. Fluke has to find his way out of this one. The Lux ulti just barely misses. Catalyst Blaze get away with one.
Fluke dancing on him here, getting multiple ults out. They were guessing he was going to pop back to that first distortion, but does manage to get out despite not taking down Kael'ma. But I feel so bad for Roach and Cinema here. That was such good Morgana play, hitting the binding, popping the shield for the Ashe ultimate, popping the Zhonya's, and they get punished for it just because of the map position.
Nature's Grasp is thrown down a mid lane. Well done by Cinema to throw on that back shield to get your jungler to safety. But meanwhile, Rift Herald has been popped bot lane, DJ, and that's going to get a couple bits of damage forward. There's the equalizer to cut off the escape path. Cataclysm only locks in Superstar, but you're not locked in here with me, as he has to flash away. The enchanted crystal arrow won't connect. as they only lose the support at the end. Cinema's the only one to go down. Nightstar still kiting forward. The Gale Force is aggressive, and we've seen him make mistakes, but this time he gets one. Fluke cleans it up, and uh-oh, Kael'ma's in trouble. Superstars on a killing spree. And once again, this Akuma Glaive side is looking strong, and they are rocking it in this game.
They are absolutely fearless, going in underneath tier 2 turrets, invading the enemy jungle as a unit. They are just going everywhere they want to and taking names as they do. What a performance here, and it's Fluke again, 6-1 and 2 on this LeBlanc. So powerful, can just take down Rumble as well, powering up. Get a replay of the fight. Take a look. See. We're just going to stick to live here. As, yeah, I'm not sure who's sabotaging it. I think both Glaives and Blaze working against us. Glaives, they didn't want us to see the first blood there after getting hit with a binding, and Catalyst Blaze didn't want to see any of the Rift Herald team fights. So nobody wants to see any replays. They want to keep that in-house. That is precious information for next week. Crocs.
Yeah, and I'm thankful for a lot here. I'm thankful for everyone being patient as we get things sorted and get to enjoy some League of Legends, but I'm also thankful for the absolute bloodbath that has been this game so far. Akuma Glaives 18-11 on the scoreboard, down more than 1 kill a minute in this game, a 6k gold lead to boot. And now we have the question of Soul. Where is Catalyst Blaze? They're a mile away from the dragon, and this should be a free Cloud Soul to Akuma Glaives as they look to close this series out 2-0, and the Soul would certainly put them on the front foot.
Yep, and it is a free one there, as we just actually saw the GP didn't even have a mythic item. He picked that up like 10 seconds ago, Necrox. So picking up that Immortal Shield Bow shows you how far behind in itemization the likes of Catalyst Blaze were at the moment. They have all finished a mythic item at this point. We do have a Moonstone Renewer on the support, that Gale Force on the Caitlyn, along with the Luden's Tempest in mid lane, a Gore Drinker on the Jarvan, and now that Shield Bow. And that will finally match the likes of Akuma Glaives, but still trailing in gold here. It's about a 6k gold lead, not as catastrophic as it was in game number 1. And the good thing we can talk about for Blaze here is they have a better scaling composition this time around than they did in game 1. Certainly is Akuma Glaives the team on the timer, but they want to put that timer on fast here, Necrox. They're on the Baron.
The Baron is on the menu, and they may feast on a purple worm tonight, and Cinema, it will be turned into food. For the 8th time this game, that 18-page book certainly means a lot, and watch him read as Fluke is on a rampage. 3 members still hitting the Baron, 1,500 on it, and it is secured by Superstars. Smite in hand. And what else can they find? They're going to go for it. Here we go. Troy is going to be Gale Forced on by Roaches, so the hole will take him down, and Superstar can't body block that one. So Roach will take one Baron away, but it's only Toy that loses the buff, and the rest of Akuma Glaives still wear purple.
Luke, have mercy, please. What is that damage coming out from the LeBlanc? 22 stacks on the Medjai's, practically unkillable. Might see a replay here of that in just a second. You see the Baron's getting pushed up. Let's take a look and see how this one goes. WE from our man Fluke there, and just styling on the likes of Catalyst Blaze in this one.
You can't see me right now, but I'm dancing. We got a replay. We got Baron. Akuma Glaives are having some fun. They're toying with their food. And Catalyst Blaze are stuck in their base for the 2nd time tonight. They have nowhere to move. They've got no jungle once again. And you can tell Akuma Glaives is certainly having fun. If I were this LeBlanc, I would be having a lot of fun. She's 8-1. Got a pretty large hat in her inventory. She's got 22 pages in her book. And it's got a couple pink wards. That's what you love to see. So Akuma Glaives with Cloud Soul, they're absolutely ready to end this one. The Caitlyn traps are so deadly. But against a tree who can quite literally just walk over them, I'm not sure they mean all too much, as the Baron Empowered Siege will make this one very hard, and Roach gets away, the exhaust ticking. Fluke, he shut down the Caitlyn, the auto attacks do enough.
They got him. Excellent play there from Catalyst Blaze. Maybe a little bit greedy from the likes of Fluke. He is so strong, but went right into a trap and a binding. Couldn't get his way out of that CC, and now a good engage from Red.
Ooh, there's the Cataclysm, but again, he's locked into the wrong targets, and they find two. Nightstar autoing away, he'll find Roach. And that's the wipe that we were waiting for, DJs. The moment Akuma Glaives wanted to end this one out, they absolutely did so, as Inhibitor will fall, and this might just be the game-ending push. And they're just gonna take the Nexus turret. And here we go. Toy's gonna go under the turrets. Equalizer going down. Giga's gonna flash forward. Minion will go down. Major, excuse me. Flash away from the turret, but it doesn't matter. Nightstar is here. They get a shutdown onto the tree, but it doesn't mean all too much, as the base is gonna be an absolute shambles.
Take down the turret. Gonna try to take down the end, but they might not be able to. Let's take a look at the replay of this fight. While the rest of his teammates steal the kills, Nightstar the one making it happen.
Here we go. The action doesn't stop here at Excellency. Double kill to the Ashe. Give one over to Superstar because he's dominating. Second inhibitor will fall, and Akuma Glaives are ready to press the issue here into the Nexus. They go. A lot of damage, to be fair. Shutdown is handed over to this Lux, but oh man, that is an Ashe that hurts. Major is being kited down. 80 carry the season for you. Double kill to Nightstar. The ace is there once again. They only lose one. But the classic trade, 1 kill for Nexus. Catalyst Blaze lose 2-0, but Akuma Glaives put on a wonderful show.
They certainly do, Necrox. What a way to start your entry into Excellency Heavy League. A 2-0, a clean 2-0 stomp over the likes of Catalyst Blaze. And we talked about how bold they were being in their interview with me, in their ambitions for this league. They are backing it up in spades, and they are sending a message to the rest of the league that they are here to take it all.
And I'm not sure about you, DJ, but I could feel that Akuma Glaives were feeling themselves. You could tell just by the way they were playing. Fluke, Giga, flashing forward. You could see the Gale Force plays from the Ashe. Everyone was feeling themselves tonight. And Akuma Glaives look confident, they look clean, and they look ready to make that top 4 spot, if not run this league.
I certainly think that could be the case. We'll have to keep our eyes on them as they move forward through the league. You got the captain here picking up and drafting for himself what looks to be a very scary roster. Fluke really the one leading the way tonight with that Echo and the LeBlanc performance. But, you know, this is a new team, and they honestly had some very good team play as well. You know, very nice drafts coming in, some comfort, some good win conditions, and some excellent individual play, as mentioned. So very in game number 1 for themselves here today. But we will toss it back to the analyst desk to dive a little bit deeper into what made this happen today for Akuma Glaives.